Hello, everyone, you wonderful people. Good to see you all. It's Stuart here from my shop, the Woolpatch. Well, I'm at home, but yes, it's all about the Woolpatch. I know many of you know. And then obviously in the chat, we have producer Fizz, who keeps us all in check, keeps me on time, and drops every possible link that you could possibly want as we go through the show. It's an hour show of everything yarn related, knitting, crochet, crafting, whatever it is. And it's a new season, everyone. I've done a bit of painting. Well, I haven't quite finished yet. I suddenly decided to do it a couple of days ago. So we've gone grey, we've gone dark. It shows the colours up a bit better too. But we'll finish that over the next couple of weeks. Yes, autumn and winter. If you're here chatting in live in the comments, fabulous. It's great to have you. So many familiar faces. If you're new and you haven't watched before and you're in the comments, then please chat away and say if you're new. I'm sure everyone will give you a warm welcome. If you're watching on catch up, great to have you. You can write in the comments after the show, but I hope this show is just as enjoyable. And hours trot through, loads of things coming up. The usual still, the gallery at 1:30, the guest a year at 1:15. Then we've got some news updates. We've got the top 10 patterns for knitting and crochet right now. What is everyone looking at? Is Go Go Dynamo still number one? Everyone's getting excited for the MCAL, aren't they? Let's just have a quick look through the chat and say hello, everyone. Jill, hello. So many people here. How are you? Michael, good to see you. How's it over there? Jan, London. How are you, Jan? Good to see you too. Julie. All right. Is it still warm over there too? I've been talking about you lots because your chickens, the two chickens that came from you have gone down very well. Hey, Rob, good to see you. Have you seen James yet? He's over there with you somewhere, isn't he? Hence why I don't think he'll be in the chat because he's around about doing something, isn't he? Susan, good to see you. Valerie, wonderful. Terry and Julie, because we got both of your chickens. Great to have you here too. So many. Oh, look at this one. This is a new one too. Nice to see. Papa's 1234. Good day from warm California. Just got done. Was that heating up wild blueberry jam for Christmas gifts? Oh, that's really nice. Talking about Christmas, we have Christmas coming up in a little while because we're going to be showing you the new Christmas yarn from the West Yorkshire Spinners. But many of you have already seen it because I gave you a sneak preview when I went to Cologne in Germany in March. So I hope you're well. Good to see you all. Oh, James, you've popped in. Great. Oh, have you? Oh, no. Those bugs are about. And Karen from Wigan. Oh no, is it? We've had no rain here. It's still lovely and warm. And you were at your craft fair as well, weren't you? Oh, Jenny's here too. Brilliant. What's the stream like, Fizz? It seems to be. It's good, is it? All right. It looked like it was jottering and jaggering my end. So, oh, it did it? But I was a bit worried that my mouth wasn't in sync with the sound, but I think we're all well. So let's go straight into it because I've got something hot off my needles and it is a little Bubba knit for great nephew Stanley. So, you know, we normally start the show with I call it a show starter, and it's normally something I've knitted. Well, maybe not because I'm a bit slow, or crocheted, or it's probably something that Irene or Colin but no, this time I have knitted it and it's a dear little garment. Take a look at this. Look, it's a beautiful jumper and I've knitted this in wool, but look at that little raglan and the detailing there. And it's all from these baby books from King Cole. Now, there are so many brands out there, aren't there? And you have to choose what works best in your shop. King Cole is a British brand. It is mostly acrylic based, though they do have some wools too. But for a baby yarn company, they've got tons to choose from, and I love them. They do single patterns, you know, like the old school where you can get the folder off the shelf and browse through. I tend to find they can look a bit dated though, but they do have these wonderful books. Now let me show you these books. Now, and this is where this pattern comes from. If you want a really modern, cool kids pattern, and you don't want to trawl through Ravelry, but you want something that will last, then these books are great. Now, this is King Cole. The light's a bit bright here, I think. But this one I'm showing you today is Baby Book 7. And what's good about it is it goes from birth to 7 years. So if Stanley likes this, I can just keep knitting it until he's 7, which is wonderful. But what I like about it is it's modern photography. Modern photography and cool colours don't look so dated. I'm going to just flick through. You can see, because it's nice to show you the patterns. At the back, the patterns are all there, but at the front, you get these lovely modern photographs. Look, a little summer coat for that one. Oh, now see, look. What's that one called? That's the easy little duffel coat. And this one is delightful. Look at that sort of naval inspiration. The little wren cardie. Little Fair Isle cardie, if you want something a bit more challenging. See, aren't they just lovely? Modern colours as well, not all typical, stereotypical blues and pinks. We've got these lovely basil greens and mulberries and pearls. Look, there it is again. Oh, that's the Jenny Wren cardie, so it's slightly different colour there. Look, that's the bit. Look, I love that. Can you see that? Oh, how cute is that? And there we go. Look, that's the one that I fell in love with and just thought, oh, that is just a doll, isn't it? And you can then do it as the hoodie version too. Little college jersey. And that's the one I did. So if we go to the pattern, what is it? Little college jersey, page 25. Oh, that's the one I've dog-eared, obviously. There. Now, what I also like is it's a good font size. I don't have a problem with glasses yet, but I know many customers do complain. If you're a Rowan fan and you've got their magazines, boy, do you need to go to the photocopier to blow it up. But these are nice big prints over plenty of pages. But here we go. This is the bit here. Look, if I show you that. So little college jersey. See, look, you've got 0 to 9 months, 9 to 18, 18 to 24, 3 to 5, 5 to 7. Whereas most patterns will only take you, the individual patterns, you know, those old school, what you take out of the folder and you flick through, will only take you up to 2 years. So if you have 2 or 3 patterns in there that you like, it's well worth it because the book is £12 and they've got so many of them. And that is how it turned out. This lovely little garter stitch V and your stocking stitch there. Isn't it wonderful? And I did this in wool. It will take any type of double knit, this book. Any type, just for anything. So you don't have to use King Cole. You can, of course, use classic acrylic. I carry the Cherish line. Love it. It's got a bit of a gloss, so it looks like a mercerized cotton. So you could do it in that quite easily. This is a nice denim, classic denim colour. If you wanted to do it in wool, which you can do, you know how much I love the West Yorkshire Spinners Colour Lab. It works quite easily in double knit Colour Lab. But if you want a bit of luxury and work with wool too, a natural fibre, then you've got your classic merino superwash. We've all seen it, haven't we? It comes for many indie dyers in lots of colours. And this is King Cole's version, luxury merino. You could put it in the wash. There is something about merino. It's beautiful. And you know it's luxury when it comes in a 50-gram ball too. It's worth a bit more money. You know, for a newborn knit, you'd only need 100 grams, and that's £4. That you'd need 2 of, and it's £6, so that's 12. But for some, there's just a pleasure in knitting with merino and real wool. But there is no yarn snobs here. You use whatever yarn you like and whatever you can afford. So I carry a little bit of acrylic in our shop. We have classic wool for those that want it, and then the good old faithful superwash. Let us know, knitters, in the chat, and crocheters too, what you like to use. If you're an acrylic fan, just put acrylic. If you're a wool fan, put wool. If you do love your merino superwash, put in superwash. Or you might be like me and you'll change according to the project. So put mix. You can put mix. See how many mixes we've got, or how many, right, I'll only use that. But there is... who knows if Stanley will wear this, but just mum put him in it, please. And he might even be watching, because he was watching last time, sat on mum's lap. Yes, it is woolly and it does feel a little bit scratchy, but just imagine him with a t-shirt underneath and a pair of denim jeans. He's only, he was born in January, so what's that, Fizz? 9 months? Yeah? So he's not going to know if it's itchy or not, is he, really? No, would he be crying? No, Fizz says he'll be crying. Let us know in the chat as well if you've knitted for young ones and you've put them in wool. I might just have to make sure mum doesn't put this in the washing machine though, because it'll come out diddy. But it don't take long to knit, does it? What have we got here in the chat from people? Papa's is saying mixed. Emmy's mixed. Hey, Emmy. Bertie Poppet. Hey, Jill. Mixed. Susan. See, that's right. That's good. You, according to the project and what you fancy. For baby. Hey, Wendy. For babies, I use acrylic if I'm gifting. Yes, of course. There's the price there, and it's just easy to chuck in the washing machine too, isn't it? Good evening, Mary. Good to have you here. Mary says mixed. Emmy, with baby shoes. Mix, Mary go. Oh, I'm loving these new people. Thank you for coming and joining along. James, you're a natural fibre. Karen, mixed. Rob, cotton for baby, wool for otherwise. Now, Rob, you must have taken a peek at our schedule, because I think you know what's coming next. Do you want to see a bit of cotton? Because Rob has highlighted a lovely fibre to use, which I didn't mention, and that is cotton. Look at this. Look at that. Yeah, I didn't show Fizz for this. She's like, how come I haven't seen this? This is another one off the needles in cotton. I did this in a leftover of Rowan Summerlight DK. Now, I didn't tell Fizz this because I don't stock it, so there was no point putting the link in. But it's so nice, I might stock it. Ooh. Cotton obviously isn't very popular here. It is with some and at certain times of the year. But now I've used this and the feel of it. But then you know me as well with cotton. I fell in love with the Lang cotton for 4-ply, didn't I? That Colin did this in. So now I'm thinking I need a cotton 4-ply row and a cotton double knit row. Have you used Rowan Summer Light DK? If so, let us know in the chat what you think about it. And are you a cotton fan anyway? Do you like cotton? I might be turning to a cotton fan, and I've always sort of not bothered about it because not many people buy it. I think it needs to be one of those campaigns. cotton is not just for summer. I might have changed my mind about it, but this is in... There's so many of these books. See, book 4, children up to 7 years. And I think it was in here. I've actually forgotten. Oh, see, just look at this. I just love this one. Isn't that cute? This is not baby book 7, by the way. Look at those delightful cables. No, you've just got a link to all the baby books, Fizz. So when you post that link, it will take you to any of these. Though I don't think I've got many in stock, so I've got... I'm not getting good at this YouTube lark, am I? You'd think I'd get more stock in when I started talking about things. But isn't that just beautiful? So that's number 4. 5 is mostly for prems, actually. Look at those. Oh, look, with little ears on as well. See what I mean? See what I mean by modern photography? Nice styling. Because if you're a King Cole fan and you use their single patterns, you'll know how old school the photography can look like. I think they're still stuck in the 70s and 80s with some of the photography. But look at that. So if there's a yarn shop near you that stocks these, by all means go in there and support them and buy them. If you're knitting for newbies, if you've got grandchildren on the way, great-grandchildren on the way. Now, I think my one is in this one, Baby Book 8. Is it in this one? Oh, no, we're going to get these ones done as well. I like this one. Look at that's the little wind cheater and the denim jacket. So, Stanley, you're going to be one fashionable dude. Which one? You like that one? Yeah. Lavenham Blue. Yeah, beautiful. But that was done in Summer Light DK. Let's have a look about what people are saying. Jenny, good to see you, Jenny. I prefer wearing cotton myself. Yeah, Emmy says it too. I love to wear cotton, but don't love to wear... There's just no give in it, is there? It can sort of just pull. If you knit a specific way, it can hurt your finger after a while. Jill says, I love cotton and the Linendale cotton linen. It's great to wear all year round. Yes, Jenny, cotton can be trickier. Susan, I'm a cotton fan for some things. Mostly get the cotton from Pearl Soho. Oh, I love Pearl Soho. Yeah. All cottons aren't created equal. There is a lot of different types, isn't there? And you've got your mercerized, you've got your gassed too. Maybe we need to do a video on cotton one time, Fizz, where we could look at all the different types. Wendy says, I've got book 5. Excellent for newborns. It is. It is. Say again, Fizz. A new what? Cotton. Oh, yes, I've got the wool in the gap. Yeah, that's lovely grey and yellow, isn't it? Jenny, I've just ordered book 7 from you. Oh, fabulous. I need to get some more in stock. So if you do order it and it goes out of stock, just ping me an email and I'll put it on order. Carol, good to see you. I need to come over and teach you, don't I? I need a trip down to London. I would love to learn and I'll be in touch about... Oh, of course, we can do that. Right, it's 1:15 the hour. Are you ready for Guess the Year? Oh, no, it's just a bit gone, isn't it? It's on the... You're going to love this because it's on the topic of little ones. You've got to guess the year of me in the photo. Okay. When we've seen the photo, we'll come back and we'll put all your guesses into the chat. If you're sitting at home watching it and you're not typing away, just shout it out loud, and I'll be able to hear you over the airwaves, I'm sure. Who's that cute little boy? Come on, pop them in the chat. And if you're shouting out at home, if you're sat on the settee, turn to your neighbour and go, ooh, 1984? No, can't be. 1990? Good to see you, Margarita. How are you? 1977. I'm liking you, Emmy. 1982. 1975. James Curtis. 74. Susan. The smile's still there. Can I get into that? No, what position is it? Is it like this? Karen, 80. Hey, Wendy. Okay, 1978. Bertie and Poppet, 1980. Come on, shout out your years. Oh, look at my darling mother there. Hello, Mum, if you're watching. She won't be. And my brother in the middle. Wasn't he a blondie? He's no longer that blonde. He's a jet black. You wouldn't know there's quarter Italians there, would you? A clue for you. One extra clue. Julie says 81. Jan, 82. I'm loving you lot. Terry, 1981. A clue. In the UK, it was the hottest summer for a very, very, very long while. Hence why my mum is in that little jacket, little vest top sort of thing. Can anyone remember the Great Summer? I reckon Jan will. Jan from London. She'll know what it is. Yes, 1976. It is indeed. I was a 76 boy, the summer of 76. Well, that was the hot summer. I was born in January. Yep. Yeah, Mary go. Yeah, indeed. Correct. Yes, it is indeed. So that, if I'm doing my sums correctly, Fizz, what does that mean in 2 years' time? I know, 50. And on that 50, I've already put the plan into motion. I'm heading over to America for a long summer holiday, touring never each the West Coast. I'm starting to save now. Can't wait. If you got the year right, well done with a few clues. If you didn't, see you next month and you can shout it out then. This here is the last hank of the Lavenham Blue 2024 collection, and I have re-dipped it because this is going to Jane in New York, America. Look at that, Jane. I re-dipped it for you because you said you prefer darker blue, and it's been washed and rinsed, and now been drying for the last day, so I'm going to hank it up for you. And there it is, the last one. You've actually got 3, hang on. So there they are, going off to you to New York. The last of the Lavenham Blue 2024 collection. It's gone out. All 50 hanks are sold. Remember, this is Rylands from Hadley. Now I've got to start thinking about what will be the 2025 collection. But before that, we do have an exclusive collection of alpaca. I know many of you are waiting for it. We talked about it a couple of shows ago, but I'm now dyeing it as we speak. And for October's show, you members too, shop supporters, will get first dibs, and then it will go to general YouTubers. That's going to be phenomenal. So here we go. The 2024 collection is officially sold out. How good is that? Thank you very much. And if you've invested in it, thank you very much for investing in everything that is local. Cheers. How amazing is that? Or should I say brilliant? Because Jane loves it when I say brilliant. It's coming to you, Jane. It's in the post as we speak. I'm sure you'll get it next week. Hope you enjoy it. Julie, Thank you. And I got a year on you. Brilliant. Oh, and Emmy, thank you so much. What's that? Sheba Dog saying, "Hey, you, greet." Oh, well, it's obviously, is that an animated thing in the corner? Oh, thank you, Margarita. Absolutely thrilled. And what it shows, and I know many of you know this, you support local, you support your local yarn shop, or you support that traceable nature. And we were chatting away. You saw, if you didn't see was it last month we chatted with Michael? Michael's in the chat here, who's just started his own yarn company. It's all about local. It's local to him. It's local to the New York area and the farms, and people appreciate that, and they are investing in it, and it's wonderful. And I know many of you are going to love the alpaca azzurro that's coming. A little nod to the Italian in me there. A different type of Lavenham Blue alpaca azzurro. So that's going to be wonderful. So keep an eye out for that. Right, Olympics, the colours have changed. Let's do the winners. Those chickens were amazing. It's been quite emotional this week in the shop because we have decided to sell them. Over the last month, people have come to that window, smiled, laughed. They've joined in with the rotating chicken at the front with Guess the Year, Guess the Nation. I've got it on the brain now. Guess the Nation, and it's been changing every day. We had the medal tally, and it's just been a joy. And there's, I think I mentioned before, there was this one dear little family, Edward, who had to come every day before bedtime because he had to say goodbye to good night to the chickens. And so many people were over the course of that month saying, "Can we buy the chickens? Can we buy the chickens?" We weren't going to do it at first. We were just going to give the chickens to charity because of you all making them and difficult to get around that. But so many people were saying they'd like to buy them. We couldn't miss out on that money that we could possibly raise for charity. We're going to talk about that in a little while because we've got such exciting news. It just gives me goosebumps at the thought of your work and the chickens and what they're doing and where they're going to go on to. But during our live, our Olympic live, a 2-hour marathon, we had a competition for you to win some prizes. And you could win a prize if you were in America, in the UK, and the rest of the world. You had to guess the mileage that the chickens had flown to get to Long Melford. Now, we had some good guesses. We didn't have many, but we had some good ones. Let's take a look. Those people in the UK had a guess. Well, there we go. Delay on the button. We had 4 guesses, people who went to the form, and I know many of you guessed in the chat because you weren't too worried about joining in the competition. But on that form that we had 4 people enter from the UK. Annabelle with a huge guess, 658,230. We then had Jan. Jan's in the chat. I like Jan's idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we had Curly Sue with 91,826, and Karen from Wigan. Karen's in the chat too, 82,000. Our USA entries, again 4 people. Julie. Oh, actually, Julianne. Are they Karen in the chat? I think so. That's you, Julie from Hot Springs. Yeah, 230,540. Then we have 187 with Bob Seattle on 89 and Gary from Urban Yarn on 84. And then our rest of the worlders, we only had one. Margarita, you're in the chat. You're going to win it regardless. You said 16,458. I've got a little video here that's going to tell us what the mileage is. For a bit of fun as well, you can type it in the chat as the video progresses. How many miles do you think it is? And we're going to come back after the video and we're going to see who has won and then go, woohoo, well done, congratulations, and send you out a film. But here's this. I love this film and I love making this film. Gary's in Canada, is he? Oh my word. So well, if he wins, we'll we might have to do some jiggery pokery then, I think. Oh, don't you just love live TV and how it works? Thanks, Emmy, for pointing that out. We'll take a look and see if he wins or not. But here's the guesses, and you might even see you on this map. Enjoy. So my wonderful graphics here is going to be slightly out now. I was trying to quickly change it live, but didn't have enough time. So you can see there, that was our winner. So we have Karen from Wigan from the UK. Definitely you have got it. You were closest to it with 82,000. Though, if you look at Annabelle, if you just took the naught off the end, she'd have been really, really close with 65,823. But obviously, she had a naught there. So, Karen, well done. Let's do this. The USA, now we correctly been informed. That's my bad. I just presumed he was, and I watch his videos. Why do I not? Why do I not know that? So that means Bob with. Did I? Oh, Fizz has told me I did have my form right the first time round. So, Bob, you get your prize from Fizz. Fizz, you're going to be sending the wonderful kit from Michael Jean's from Upland Fibre. That's going to be wonderful, Bob. That's coming your way. So, a round of applause for some glitter for you. And now I feel sorry for Margarita because Gary has got it, which will be a PDF. But do you know what? Fizz, I think we should send Margarita a 1 2. Well done. So they are for the pair of you. A pattern coming your way. Gary, you just got to tell us what pattern you'd like. Margarita, take anything you like off Ravelry. Let us know, and we'll treat you to that. Well done, everyone. It's just, yeah, I'm still amazed when I tell people, and this one came from Texas, and this one came from Hot Springs, and this one came from Seattle, and this one came from Melbourne, Australia. This one, people, they're like, How is this possible? And then I tell them the story about you and YouTube and being in the technology and how that helps. It's just phenomenal. So let me tell you what's going to happen. So we've made that decision to give the chickens to the people, and I think you could see on that picture that it was on Instagram, wasn't it? People have started to pick. Can I have that one? Can I have that one? Can I have that one? And it was a minimum donation of £10. So what's that in dollars? About $14? Would you say, Fizz? About that. Euros, it's just a little bit more, I think, isn't it? And and I've just said minimum payments, but people have been paying more, especially if it's a large chicken. They've given 15 quid. Someone was visiting Long Melford on Saturday and said, oh, I'm just visiting. I love your window. I don't want to buy a chicken because I'm on holiday, but I'd like to give £20 to the charity. Blown away. Now, let me tell you about this amazing charity, because it's just, you know, the universe has just helped with this. It is a delightful charity. I need to push this button. Yeah, because of course it would do that, wouldn't it? Right. No, I'm just going to do this button and push this. I've just got to do this because that won't let me do that. Right. Oh, I know I don't want the confetti again. Hide the confetti. I need to push this button here and then push that. There we go. Refresh. There we go, everyone. Let's put the clock back and then the ticker. So it's called The Nest. It's a brand new charity about 15 miles away from where I live and the shop in Framlingham, Suffolk. Yes, that's the one with the castle and the one where Ed Sheeran sings about and was born and raised and still lives. It's a beautiful charity. And it's kind of a mental health charity. And if we go, look there, it says that the Nest Farm is a charity where young people who are struggling with their mental health are nurtured by nature. And if I go to menu, what we do, this is the bit that I just think is wonderful. Using nature to nurture our young people, offering them space to learn about their mental health, all with the help of a small farm. It's a new charity responding to the overwhelming demand for mental health support for young people in Suffolk. Based near Framlingham, the Nest will offer day placements to teenagers and young adults up to the age of 25. And then I just shoot down to the next category. Look, spending a day a week on the farm with the team at Nest, our young people will learn to grow seasonal fruit and vegetables, look after animals. They've got chickens. Of course they've got chickens. They can feed them. They can collect the eggs. Oh, and they will learn about mechanics, carpentry, and a variety of land-based skills, as well as learning to cook for each other. And I just thought, it's just got to be. The chicken is the emotional support chicken. And we know the background on why that pattern was developed in the first place. So to then be able to support this charity that is local, because many people have knitted these chickens are local too. But it's just full circle, isn't it? And I just think that's meant to be. So the chicken money that we're getting from selling the chickens is going to go to this charity, just over a year old. It could be paying for chicken feed. It could be paying for the vet's bills for the animals on that farm. It could be buying new equipment for those young people to have. It's just... I hope you can agree with me that your work and selling them to people who want them is going to have a big effect. And yes, we've got 80 chickens in the window. If we sell 80 chickens, that's 800 quid. That can do an awful lot of chicken feed or tools or seeds, can't it? Or paying for someone to be there too. And I spoke to them and they are thrilled that we've chosen them. And this is where it's really, I think this is really meant to me. So when I emailed them, obviously there's someone in charge of marketing and emailing. And that person who responded, I taught when I was a teacher in my first year group through in 2000. So she was 12 in 2000. So what age is she now, Fizz? Work out the sums. Yeah, 36 years old. And I'm going to go and see her next Monday and she's going to show me around the farm. Now, how is that meant to be? So when I wrote this email, I said, oh, this is going to sound a bit weird, but we've been making these chickens. We'd like to support you. She wrote back and said, this is going to sound even weirder, Mr. Race, because this is blah, blah, blah from your form from 2000, your first ever form through. We called them R8 R Great because then you took your surname of Race. So I see it's another another thing that's meant to be. Absolutely. Yes, goosebumps it is. There are so many things like that where I just think, how does the universe do this sort of thing? Hey Lois, good to see you too. A really good charity. And yes, as you say, Margarita, coming full circle. Absolutely. Julie, so happy to hear, have been a part of this totally organic grassroots effort. Thank you. From small ideas coming. Indeed, we didn't think of it. We just, originally it was something for the window, a bit of fun. It was to add a nice pattern and the creativity. And yes, it's balloons. I cannot wait to go next week. I'm going to take my camera, do a bit of filming. Discreet filming, won't get any kids in, but well, unless they're happy for it. But yes, I'm going to film on the farm, so it's wonderful. So your chickens, I'm not going to give any clues away on how many were sold so far, but I can say we've done very well. And on October show, we'll have a grand reveal, and we can say how much we've have raised from your chickens. Edward, the little one that comes to say goodnight to the chickens every night, he's got 3. So he's well happy. It's been wonderful. So thank you very much. I know many of you here in the chat have joined in with that. If you're not local and you can't buy your chicken back, but if you do want to donate, Fizz has put the chat in, the link in the chat, but I can't talk properly. So you can click on that and donate directly. There is no pressure at all. As always, it's just something, if you want to, you can. So thank you very much. Absolutely. Yeah. Brilliant. Thanks, Mary. Yes, meant to be. Margarita, to be honest, I'm already looking forward to the next Olympic. Brilliant. Phew. I thought you was going to say I'm looking forward to Christmas because you're like, we're going to do something with that. We could do a little something maybe. Oh, I pulled you back up again. What we'll do is I'm going to take a little break now with the gallery because we're about 10 minutes over. So we'll go about till 9:10. I said to Fizz, we're going to keep strict with an hour. We're going to keep, because I know your time is precious, and we don't want too long a show. So we'll go to the gallery, okay, everyone, and we can chill out. I'm going to read some of your lovely messages whilst you look at everyone's finished makes over the last month in this month's gallery. How amazing were they? As always, so many fabulous makes. And what about that? An amazing fragmentation shawl at the end there from Michael, using Michael's yarns. Wonderful. And look at that. And you just knew what to write there, didn't you, Valerie? You're using it, I think, aren't you? I do love that core fingering. Absolutely wonderful. So many wonderful makes, so much inspiration. And what did you think of Glasgow Yarns wine sort of gift holder snug thing from Jimmy Does? Is it Jimmy Does Knitting? Fizz, I think Fizz put the link in there. He has released a pattern of 5 different bottle keepers. Oh, you've got to take a look, because they will make great Christmas, not only good Christmas presents, but if you're going to a friend for an evening and you just pass, hey everyone, or you knock on the door, hello, and they'll go, ooh, this is it just looks good, doesn't it? So that's a good one. Check out Jimmy Does Knitting. I think I need to get him on the show, Fizz. It'd be great to chat to. He loves black yarn. Write in the chat now if you say, I don't know how to say it. If you love black yarn or not. There were too many things that might just not go well with live chat, so perhaps we won't do that. But he just loves knitting with it. And I like... Oh, that's what Fizz says, is it? You must really love someone if you're going to knit something with black yarn, because it's so hard to see. Many of my customers will go, oh no, I'm not going to knit with black. I can't see that. Can't see. Even like with navy, really don't know. No, can't do that in the evenings. That'll just have to be during the day. But he loves it. He must have soup. I think he eats a lot of carrots. Yes, you see, look, not for black. Yes, Margaret, not, and Terry's not as well. Oh, 50-50 not like. No, not my favourite. Yeah, oh, Margaret, only knit in the daylight and with a white cloth underneath. For someone you really love. Oh, James, I did test dark coloured yarn, unless it's midday in midsummer. It's... Yes, but you take a look. I think he's got 20 knits that he's just shown of all black, and it looks so cool. Some of them is intricate cable work. Yeah, so brilliant. But yeah, it'd be good to get Jimmy Does Knitting on here. Emmy says, I love to Tunisian. Oh, right, Tunisian crochet with black, but crochet was dark. I'm losing. I can't. I'm all like this, Emmy. Crocheting with dark yarn is harder. Maybe he knits under a don't know. We'll have to get him on and ask, won't we? Right, are you ready to see the Christmas yarn? Because I know we've got many sock knitters here. Let's take a look at the West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas yarn Yuletide. I know many of you have seen it already, but look, I think it's my favourite Christmas edition yarn from the West Yorkshire Spinners to date. It's just beautiful. It's everything you think about Christmas and more. So let's go back to that other slide so you can see what it is. I've gone out of sync now. I pushed the wrong button. I got too carried away. No, that one there. So there it is. So it's classic 4-ply fingering weight by the West Yorkshire Spinners. It comes under their category of signature 4-ply yarn, but sparkle, because it's got that tiny little bit of polyester in it. It's 75% wool, and 35% of that is Blueface Leicester, so it is soft. 23% nylon, and then that 2% polyester. 400 metres and 437 yards to a ball. It does a whole pair of socks, and you'll have some left over too. Usual 3.25mm needles, UK old 10 or US. I can't. Do you think I need some glasses? What's that say? 3. Let's go to the top down. So let's go a bit closer, shall we? I'm going to zoom. Look at that. Now, and I know you're getting excited as well because there's a solid that goes with it. And this is the first time they've done this too, releasing the two together. So it's the same green in there that's in the solid. So if you wanted to, you could buy this. Now, I've been a bit rubbish. I haven't put this on the computer yet. So you can't go and buy the evergreen solid. But this is on the computer. I know, Fizz, I know. I just, yeah. So if you like the solid, just give me an email and I'll tell you when it's on, when it's live. But yes, so here it is. Signature, classic, 4-ply, £9 a ball. Same price everywhere else, and it's got that beautiful evergreen green, then the orange and it's like a pumpkin orange, and then mustard with the white in between. And look at that sparkle. Do you want to see some pictures of it knitted up? Now, if my buttons are working, we can. That is what it looks like, classic stocking stitch. So it's that Fair Isle effect, like the Country Birds too. But look at that lovely solid green stripe. Wonderful, proper self-striping, not too Fair Isle-y. Really, really nice. And then the free pattern that comes with it. Look at that. That is the free pattern from the Winnick mum, up your way, Karen, isn't she? Up in North England, where Karen is. She's designed this. She's done many of the patterns for the West Yorkshire Spinners. It's a beautiful classic sock. Nothing too fancy, no huge cables in it. Looks beautiful, and that yarn just looks wonderful. There's some different pictures there of it knitted up. And I know many of you like a heel. Do you want to see the heel? It's a resounding yes, isn't it? Look at that. If you want the free pattern, as always, Fizz has put it in the chat. It's called Noel. And hopefully this works. We can have a flick through together. Oh, I've got so many... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it does work. So it tells you there to fit ball of the foot. You've got different sizes, 20, 21, 23 and 24. And it's a lovely pattern, nicely spaced out and written with pictures throughout too. It's a downloadable PDF. If you come into the shop, you'll get a lovely hard copy, which I did have planned, lurking. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. This desk is such a... Look at that. A lovely, beautiful booklet. If you come into the shop, you can pick it up, or you can click the link that Fizz has put in, and you can have a flick through, download it. Oh, I've got so much going on now. Where is me? Oh, I've got to push that button. That's why. And you can download it, and you can have a look, and you can knit it whenever you like. But you already knew this, really, didn't you? Because we saw it in March. If you haven't watched the Woolpatch show before, where have you been? But it's good to have you here. Every March there is a huge trade show in Germany. Oh, Margarita! I'm thinking next year. Are you near Cologne? I could come and see you. We could have a cup of Bavarian beer. But it's a massive European yarn and fabric trade show, and that's where I saw it. And because I've gone there, I was able to show the viewers of the Woolpatch show a sneak peek, and you saw it. Now, talking about sneak peeks, you also saw the other if you were watching in March, the other one that's coming up from the West Yorkshire Spinners, a brand new yarn for autumn and winter that has alpaca, British alpaca, and British mohair. They are really jumping on the mohair bandwagon. Many companies, as you know, are releasing yarns with mohair in, or the idea that you hold a strand of mohair. Well, that's going to be a huge one. And if you want to get onto the British mohair and British alpaca from, you might have to become a member, because we might do, just to tease you all a bit more, we might do it as a pre-order, but members only too. Speaking of members, we've got loads, Fizz, haven't we? I've noticed lots of W's appearing in the chat. Thank you very much. Hopefully you saw your name right at the beginning. I know I'm going off piece now, Fizz. Sorry, shouting at me in my ear. But look. Shop supporters who have joined the channel and pay a little monthly subscription. It's just like coming into the shop once a month and buying a ball of wool, but you can't do it because you're not local, so you do it that way. Thank you very much. It makes a big difference, certainly over the summer. It sure does make a big difference. Right, should we do some news and have a quick look at some news in brief? I hear you say yes. Let's go into it. Oh, Margaret, that's a shame. You're about 5 hours away from Cologne. Yeah, I thought I could just nip round the corner. Right, let's have a look at some news. We'll try and keep it brief. If you want to find out any more about this, Fizz will put all the links in the chat as we go. Get my news notes. First one, big one, Mode at Rowan. If you are a Rowan fan, you should have heard of Mode over the last couple of years. They've had a massive rebrand and redesign. Their Mode at Rowan, they've got their logo there. Was that a make one left or a knit two together? I've forgotten. Anyway, massive rebrand. They now have their own yarn. 6 yarns they've released, Mode at Rowan, and they are going to do single patterns. Massive change from Rowan. And most of the top brands will have their books and magazines with their patterns in, making you buy the book. But now they're going almost old school and having individual patterns that you just pick up and buy or download. They've got 6 yarns. I won't go into all the yarns, but to say alpaca is featured in 1, 2, 3 of them. Some of them are chunky too, very varied, with a very minimum colour palette. It's going for a modern contemporary look. You can probably see there on the picture. Creams, whites, olives, and a couple of browns there too. Huge redesign. Interesting what Rowan are doing with that, and why they decide to have like this subcategory and then these yarns under the Mode brand. Certainly reaching out to a different audience. You might be seeing in your local yarn shop that exact stand. I know they've got it at Yarnworks with Gavin Teresa just down the road. I decided not, because I couldn't get that in my shop, but also I felt that a lot of them were chunky and perhaps not to my customers' interest. But there were a couple of 4-plies in there if you want to have a look, but you might start seeing it on social media more and across the sort of the knitting world, with Rowan pushing Mode at Rowan. Next one. Can you remember Pom Pom? Were you a fan of their books? Well, they have returned, and as of now, they have their own yarn. Yeah, they're not doing, excuse me, they're not doing the books and the publications anymore, but they have joined up with Hobby, or Hobie, not sure how you say it. Ooh, if I remember rightly, they're a Danish, big Danish company, internet company with yarns. They've joined together to make a brand new yarn called Garland. It is a 70% cotton and 30% alpaca mix. I think Pom Pom are doing their patterns online too, and continuing pretty much what they were famous for with their patterns of modern patterns and inclusivity too. But it's this idea that they're going down the yarn world, which is interesting, isn't it? Why they've chosen to do that. But there we are. It's another yarn that might be of interest to you. You might like the makeup of that. It's another one to choose from. there are quite a few to choose. Oh, there's a moth in here. God, shoo. Oh no, I left the window open. Oh no, my knits. Next one. Fizz, where are you? I haven't heard you for ages. Oh, am I talking to myself? Oh, no, you're there. Oh, phew. That's all right. I suddenly thought the stream had stopped because I was just on news overload. Next one. She's there. Don't worry, everyone. British Wool. Now, on Instagram, they're a lovely account to follow, at British Wool. There's a little competition going on, and they are looking for the oldest and most precious garment. And do you have it? If so, you could win £100 to spend on British Wool. Do you want 100 quid in your pocket? There's a few things you've got to do. You've got to, it's all done via Instagram. So if you're an Instagram fan, you've got to send an image of the garment. You've got to tell them what it is and what it's made of. And is there a story to it? You know, like this is your granddad's tank top that he wore in the Second World War or something like that. Do you still have it? Do you still wear it? All those sort of things. The closing date is the 14th of September. Might be something that you're interested in doing. If so, take a look at the British Wool's Instagram account. And finally, oh, Hobie. Oh, Fizz has told me it's Hobie. She's our chief translator. Thank you, Fizz. Is this the biggest chicken yet? Have you seen an emotional support chicken? Look at it. It is Mahusim. Now, we had our tech on Friday with Fizz, and Fizz actually said, oh, mine's nearly as big as that. And I saw a picture of Fizz's, and yes, super chunky. It was done in Malabrigo Rasta. That's one luxurious super chicken. Well done, Jimmy. This was at Knit City. Wonderful. Oh, God, imagine cuddling that. Really, really nice. There we go. So that's a bit of news in brief. Let's take a breather and have a look at the old chat. How are we all doing? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Oh, we'll get a scoot on. It's all right. Only about 10 minutes left. So it's autumn and winter time now. The nights start pulling in. Oh, who's getting excited about pumpkin season and fall and putting the heating on, closing the curtains, sitting in front of the fire? Any good telly? Speaking of telly, has anyone watched Chaos? Put in the chat if you've watched Chaos on Netflix. I loved it. And as a drama teacher of Greek theatre, I was like, oh, I remember that character. I remember that character. It was brilliant. So clever. So clever. Guess who I've just seen come into the chat, everyone? Kiwi James. Just boarded my cruise and working out the Wi-Fi. Good to have you here. Oh, he's on his North America tour. Just look at him on Instagram, Kiwi James, or under his shop that he now has, The Joy of Yarn. It's fascinating because, of course, he's going into yarn shops. And James, you just must put in the chat the name of that yarn shop that you visited, because it completely escapes me. I have fallen in love with it. The latest one he visited was huge. It was all indie designer yarn dyed by the owner of the shop. Massive space, these cool LED lights. And the colour was phenomenal of this designer dyer. So it's just Oh, I wish I could have a shop that big as well. Let's have a look. Emmy says, oh, pumpkin spice latte. Karen, yes, she loves autumn. I love autumn and winter, Jenny. Oh, Jenny, don't worry. Your chicken, if you'd already told me, which you had, is safe in the shop. It's not gone anywhere. I know some of the people who gave us a chicken said right from the beginning they would like it back. Well, you know me, I've got a massive spreadsheet that me and Fizz look after, and it had on there straight away, do not sell, return to owner. So those people who said right from the beginning, can we have it back? They're tagged and they're safe. They're coming back to you, either for pick up or if whenever James is next in. When I've got a free Saturday, we've got so many classes over the coming Saturdays. Lois, pumpkin season, yes. We're going to get some pumpkins in the window. Annabelle is frantically crocheting pumpkins now. Jenny, we love the first. Oh, you're going to love the rest of it. It's just, so clever. Oh, thanks, James. So if you're on Instagram, you can look at James's account. If not, search the Lamb and Kid. Oh, it's just beautiful. And the pictures that James posted of the yarn shop on his carousel on Instagram are wonderful. Karen's already looked. Yes, I know. Amazing, weren't they? The way they showed everything. Mary says, autumn, my favourite season and colours. I have got lots, of the luxury merino. I've got lots of autumn colours in. Yellows through to auburns, through to golden. Absolutely, indeed. We love Halloween too. Right. And Fizz has dropped the link in so you can have a look at the website. That's our little chat done. That was a nice little breather. Shall we look at what everyone is looking at in the knitting and crochet world? What is hot right now? Let's take a look at the crochet charts first. Do we think we're going to start seeing some beanie hats appearing as we're in September? Are we going to be seeing pumpkins appearing? Let's have a look and see if anything inspires you. You ready for the crochet charts, Fizz? She is indeed. Here we go. See anything there you like? I do love doing this every week. Me and Fizz get all the data from Ravelry. If you don't know, an amazing website for knitting and crochet. And there are probably other sort of things. Yeah, I think so. Tunisian crochet, I would have thought. It looks like it's still in the sort of early days of the internet of 1998, 99, with that classic left sort of sidebar for filtering. But that is your superpower when you use that, because you can find and refine for anything that you are interested in. But every week we go onto Ravelry on a Sunday afternoon and we go into the patterns and we click advanced. And then it gives you a drop-down box, and you could look at the most popular, and of course the ranunculus will be there, and what's the beanie that's dewable, inside-outable? What's that one called, Fizz? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Say again? Musselburgh, yes. And there'll be ones there that just permanently live there. But we click on Hot Right Now, which is the ones that people are basically clicking on because they've seen a link somewhere or someone's posted something and everyone's going, oh, what's that? And it just reveals the current thing that people are looking at. So it's as on trend as possible. And we love doing it because we have found some designers that obviously don't get mentioned because sometimes it's the same designers all the time. And it's been lovely. And then at the end of every year, I say every year, we've only done it for 1 year, we then have a Christmas show where we have a look at the top 10, who's appeared the most, and we have a couple of interviews. And last Christmas show, we had Christina Villimete on and talked about her photography shawl. And we had a Beba blanket. Her crochet stuff is in the charts all the time. She is an amazing crocheter, fires out patterns all the time. Did you see the Christmas mugs in the charts just gone? They look great, don't they? Little delightful ones. So that means we're going to go to knitting now. So are we going to see Stephen West still there with the Go-Go Dynamo, the MCAL of this year? Now, I didn't do it last year, and the year before I did do it, but I bailed after week 1. It was so lovely. The idea of those crochet sort of slip stitches running up, but you then had to cast on or cast off 10 or 20, 10 each time. Oh, and I just couldn't do it. So I failed. But I said to Fizz, should we do it this year? So me and Fizz are doing it, and we're going to be doing some special shows over every week to see how we're all getting on. So if you're thinking about doing the MCAL, maybe hearing me and Fizz doing it and us having 4 shows over those 4 weeks might persuade you to join in, because we could have a bit of a fun. We could have a bit of a giggle. We could have a bit of a moan. So have a look. If you're going... how many bail after Glue One? That's what Fizz says. And if you have no idea what the mystery knit along is, okay, click the link that where it is in the charts, and have a look. It's Stephen West. You know what Stephen West is in the knitting world. If you don't, he is a huge person in the knitting world. Massive influence on style and techniques and patterns. And he does one every year. And you don't know what you're knitting until he releases the clue. And there are 4 clues over 4 weeks of October. Anyway, there we go. You ready, Fizz? Here's the knitting charts, week 37. Tory U pullover. How nice was that? Fizz, you think you're now going to do that one, are you? She might do. Didn't that look lovely? I have never heard of her. The chat already starting to fill up. Puppers, going to try this year, already got my yarn. Exciting. Oh, it is even more exciting. You've got Fibre Hustle. Wonderful. You've got Aaron's yarn. Oh, lovely. Oh, I can't wait to see what picture. Are you on Instagram, Puppers? Because you're new to the live chat. You'll have to let us know and say, yeah, I'm Puppers, and then I can follow you. Hey, Jenny, you did 2022 too. It looked wonderful, didn't it? Clue One. It's a UFO. You got halfway. Well, Clue One was wonderful. When I look at the finished 2022 shawl and look at Clue One, it was, what a design. How do you even consider creating that? And then the idea of then pulling them up through. But it was just all those cast ons, wasn't it? And the amount of them. But if we get all us lot together, maybe we can help us through. And if we know we've got a video once a week, we can say help, or it might inspire us on to do a bit more work. I don't know many, though, that ever do it in 4 weeks. I think there's a real small hardcore that are knitting 24/7 to get it finished on the 31st of October. Carol, I like the tunic dress of number 9. See, it's great, isn't it? It's just a snippet, 1-minute video each week you can just have a look at. And as Fizz was saying, whilst posting the links, there's such a lot of data that we've now got. And of course, we've all got it on spreadsheets. And then when we do the Christmas show at the end, what was your... Fizz says it's a compendium. Kiwi James, I did the mystery shawl along last year and used to hang... Oh, brilliant. You'll have to post a picture of that. I can't remember. Oh, yes, because it was... there was a bit of uproar, wasn't there, because of what people saw into it, and you could change it, and it was a crochet granny square, wasn't it? And then it grew out. Mary, loved the willow jumper and the green hat. Willow jumper did look nice, didn't it? Yay, Jimbo's in. Brilliant. Come on, we'll have some fun with it, won't we? Well, there we... Say again? You're picking your colours. So I think I'm going to do, and I'm going to sound like a broken record now, but I think I'm going to do Lavenham Blue because I can hear you laughing, Fizz. I saw your eyes rolling. I thought I would try and get a real contrast. So really re-dip several of, because you need 2 and 2. So you need 400 grams, 200. But on that, if you click on that, it hasn't started yet. It doesn't start till October. But that link goes to a document that explains all about it. Do you pay for it then, don't you, Fizz? Yes, you pay for it then. And then it will just automatically drop into your Ravelry library on October the 1st for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So that's where Ravelry is so good. But it explains on how you can do it. But he's saying, simple as anything, you just want a contrast. So 2 and 2, one really bright and one really dark, or whatever contrast you want. So I thought I'd go for a really dark Lavenham Blue and then a really light Lavenham Blue. And then I might dare for mohair, which is his little thing that he's got in there. Do you dare for mohair? Fizz, do you dare for mohair? So, well, that's it. And then do I do mohair in a light blue or a dark blue? Or do I get clever and over dye and go for a yellow or a green? But anyway, that's the beauty, if you do the MCAL, of September, because you've got time to get excited. Who are you going to use? Are you going to use someone from your stash? Are you going to go to your local yarn shop and go, do you know what? I'm going to buy something new and help your local yarn shop? Not that I've actually got much indie DIYs. I should have prepared. I got something from Wonderful John of this topic. But I didn't think that far ahead. And now I've sort of just... Go on. Yes. Yeah, so Fizz is talking to me in my ear about the mohair. Yeah, you can choose a different one. I think he chooses on some of his descriptions. You could click on his Instagram and see some of the different pictures. Or on his website, you can see how he's used the mohair. Well, there we are, everyone. We've got to the end. Let's just have a quick look. Margarita, I did the shawlography MCAL, and it was great fun. But also a bit of racing. Yeah, absolutely. Black mohair. Ooh, black mohair. It's been lovely having your company. And Fizz, how many people have we had in the chat or watching today? It's gone up, hasn't it? 44 of you watching live. Thank you very much. And I hope it works the show. Still hope you enjoy it. I know not everyone has to comment. If you've been watching it without commenting, like Jane, I know you're not commenting. If you're watching, I hope it's still enjoyable for you. We try and get a balance between presenting a show to you to be able to be watched on catch up at any point, as well as the moment. There is something magical about live, isn't there? Things going wrong or adapting the live chat, talking to the community here, whether it's 2 people, whether it's 30 people, whether it's 300, it doesn't matter. Whoever's in the chat is part of the community. It's lovely having you here with us. It's certainly been a lovely chilled show compared to the Olympic show. I can't wait till October to see how much we raise for those chickens, for that lovely chicken charity called The Nest down the road at Framlingham. Can't wait to visit too, get that filming done. I'm going to go off to get a beer and continue knitting the Yume, which you remember my green cotton. There we go. We've gone full circle again. And then I've got to give... and Emmy, before you go, look what we've had. Irene's finished. I've just got to sew in the ends. That was a lovely hank of yarn from Emmy's local yarn shop. We supported them with the pattern, so we'll talk about that next time too. So many things. It's been great. You know where to find me, as always, on Instagram when I'm actually to post something. But otherwise, more importantly, we are here every month. Fizz and I bringing the show to you, talking all things knitting and crochet, and we love it. And that's the wonders. See, Fizz has just said in my ear, the wonders of Fizz's compendium. She's just dropped the Yume link in. See, it's phenomenal. She just finds it at a touch of a button. So if you have no clue what I'm knitting, you can click on that link and have a look. Do it. Because I actually forget his name. I want to call him Marco. Is it Marco? I think... Marcus. That's it. And he's just released a new pattern with that style polo top. Looks a heavier one for the winter. You see, we would have never found him out if it wasn't for the charts. Lovely having your company. I hope you've enjoyed the show. See you next month, October. Oh, don't forget the Azzurro alpaca too. So many nice things. To close us out, we've got the credits, and we're going to say thank you to our shop supporters too. It's a pleasure having you. I hope you've enjoyed the show. See you next month. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Fizz. Bye-bye.